Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. This is Selina. If you're new to my channel, I release a crochet video every week, so don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate it. And yes, so this week I'm bringing to you a gorgeous pink shrug. I've not yet finished it because I'm going to finish it on camera. However, I have advanced the project quite well, so I've already made the square for this shrug, so I'm just going to show you as best I can on camera. So basically it's a square. Obviously the free pattern will be available on my blog selinaveronique.com. The link is in the description box. As always, all the dimensions will be written on that, and I will be saying it on camera too as we go along. So basically we're going to make a square, which is this square, and then we're just going to sew it together and make a beautiful cardigan shrug. So yes, so I'm going to do that on camera. So basically this is a gorgeous winter project. I love the colour, I love pink and I love soft pink especially. So this really inspired me, especially in winter when it can be a bit dismal and grey, and here in the UK at times a bit miserable, the weather. So yeah, so I like a bit of colour. So basically to make this shawl, so to make this shrug cardigan, you will need 6 skeins of Chunky with Wool by Hayfield. It's a lovely shade. It's shade 693. I'll be writing all this down on my blog and in the description box. It's 80% acrylic and 20% wool. It's very soft and I love it. So it's a chunky yarn. So we are going to be using this, a 7mm crochet hook, a darning needle and a pair of scissors. You will also be needing a measuring tape, and you can use a stitch marker. I don't really bother when it's just like a quick, like if I just need it briefly, but you can use one. So here we go. Without further ado, I'll just jump right into this tutorial and show you how to do this shrug. I am going to be using US terms. So I will be using this sample yarn just to show you how to do the body of the cardigan, which is a square. So to begin, you will be making a slip knot. So just go ahead and make your slip knot. Pop your hook through, and with your yarn you are going to be chaining 82 for the small size. So it's the SM size that you will be chaining 82 for. I will be writing on my blog and on the free pattern how much you will need to chain for the LXL size. So I am making the S/M size for this project. So just go ahead and chain 82 and I'll get back to you once you've done that. So 1, 2, 3. So as I've said, I'm just going to make a small sample just to show you how to make the square. So now that you've chained 82, what you're going to do is go into the 3rd chain from the hook. So just count 1, 2, 3 and just go into the 3rd chain, skipping the first 2 chains. So just wrap and make a half double crochet. So just wrap your yarn around your hook, go into that 3rd chain, take your yarn, pull it through. You've got 3 loops on your hook. Take your yarn and pull through all 3 loops, and you've got your half double crochet made. you're going to go directly into the next one and place another half double crochet. So there we go. Pull through all 3 loops. You are going to be wrapping your yarn round and popping into that stitch. Pull it through and pull it through the 3 loops. And again into the next stitch, and just carry on making your half double crochets until the end of your row. Obviously your row will be a lot longer than mine because you've got 82 stitches. So there we go, I finished my first row. I'm just going to chain 2, 1 and 2 to begin row 2, and this counts as my first half double crochet. We're going to turn our work and we're going to work directly into the second stitch because this counts, as I said, as our first half double crochet, and this is our first stitch. So we're just going to go into the second one and place a half double crochet into that. Go into the next stitch and place a half double crochet into that, and just go ahead and place a half double crochet into each and every stitch along until the end of the row. So there we go, we've almost reached the end of this row, and I just wanted to show you a small detail. So just go ahead and place a half double crochet into that last stitch right here, which is also a chain 2 from the previous row. So this is what it's going to look like. It's going to look a lot nicer when you've done a few rows. It's just, I wouldn't want you to forget that chain 2 space right here, which counts as a half double crochet. So just always be vigilant that you've done that. So to begin row 3, just chain 2 and turn your work, and it's going to be the exact same as the previous row. Just go directly into the second stitch and place your half double crochet and a half double crochet into the next stitch until the end of the row. So just carry on repeating these rows until your cardigan measures 96 centimeters high. Which is 96 centimeters, let me have a look, is equal to approximately 38 inches. So it's like, let's say, yeah, approximately 38 inches or 37 and a half. So basically, because this is how wide your cardigan is, so you want a square, so just carry on until your cardigan measures between 37 and 38 inches high, and that will be approximately the width, if that makes any sense. And for me, that was about 65 rows. So just carry on for the next 65 rows. Everything will be written on the free pattern that you can download from my blog. So I just invite you to go to my blog and download it for free, and I'll get back to you to show you how to complete your shrug. So now that you've finished your 65 rows, or however many rows you've done depending on the size. So basically what you're going to do now is fold this square in half like so. So this way, just fold it. And you are going to be measuring 10 inches from the fold. So this is the fold. So just go ahead and measure 10 inches approximately. So when you see 10 inches, this is where we're going to, up to where we're going to sew. So we're going to sew from the bottom here until 10 inches. So just take your stitch marker and pop it on this where it's 10 inches approximately. So I've just popped a stitch marker right here, and I'm going to get rid of this. And I left a long tail of yarn when I fastened off to sew this piece in. So what I'm going to do is just pop my yarn through my needle, and so this, I'll just show you on camera just so that you can see better. So this is the bottom two sides of my shrug. So what I usually do actually is just put a little knot here, very gently. Don't pull too much on it if you're doing this technique. So I just knot this quite gently just so that it's easier to sew in. And what we're going to do is pop our yarn through the needle, and you are just going to be sewing from this part to this part of the shrug. So what I do is just I use the mattress stitch, so just pop your needle through one side, and then just, I'm going to try and zoom in. There we go. And then, so let me just, and so in one side like so, and then into the other side, and it's just like a seamless stitch. However, just sew your shrug however best you want, and just go ahead and do that until you reach the stitch marker, and then we'll just fasten off our yarn, and we will be doing the exact same on the other side of the shrug. So just go ahead and do that on both sides, and I'll just show you how to fasten off when we reach the stitch marker. So I've just reached my stitch marker, I removed it, and this is my last stitch right here. So I'm just going to go back like that. So I finished sewing this side, so what I'm going to do is just make a small knot very gently, because it's quite a bulky yarn, so you don't want it to look too obvious. So just do a knot. I'm just going to do another knot, and then I'm just going to tidy up my loose ends like I usually would. So I'm just going to tidy up my loose ends on this side, just popping my hook in back and forth, and then once you've done that, just fasten off. So just snip off your yarn and do the other side. So just sew the other side exactly like I just showed you, and then I'll be back to show you how to make your border. So now I'm just going to show you how to do your front of the cardigan, so the border, and it will be the same for the sleeves, so for both sleeves. So I'm just going to show you how I do the front of the cardigan. So for this part of the project, I'm just going to fasten on my yarn again. So I'm just going to fasten it on at one side, one seam. So basically this is your shrug, but you can fasten on at any in any stitch really. So just take your yarn and take your crochet hook, and I just use my crochet hook to slip on my yarn. I do a double knot, and what we're going to do, and yes, so this is what it's going to look like. I'm just going to work in my loose end as I work, and basically what you're going to do is single crochet all the way along. So to begin, just pop your hook through that same stitch, take your yarn, I'm just going to zoom in a bit, there we go. So take your yarn, chain one, and just pop so this counts as your first single crochet, and then you're just going to go into the next stitch that you see and place a single crochet through that, and in the next stitch single crochet. As you can see, I'm working my loose end in as I work, just because it's easier that way. So just go ahead and single crochet all the way along until you reach your first chain that you made. So I've almost finished my row of single crochets all around the front of the cardigan. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do just to join. So I'm just going to add 1 or 2 last single crochets. So this is the seam of the project, so it's a lot harder to go into with the hook, but I've managed. So just make a single crochet as best you can. There we go. And now I'm just gonna slip stitch into the first chain that we made. So just go ahead, pop your hook through that chain, take your yarn, pull it through and pull it through. There we go. And we've managed to do our first row of single crochets. So for the next row, we are going to be doing a row of double crochets. So to begin, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this counts as our first double crochet. Then just place a double crochet into the next stitch. So I'll just show you. So wrap your yarn around your hook, pop it through the stitch, take your yarn, pull it through. You've got 3 loops on your hook. Take your yarn, pull through 2 loops and pull through 2 loops. And put a double crochet into the next stitch and into the next. So basically you are just going to be placing a double crochet into each and every stitch around, and once you get to the end of this row, so here you'll have gone round doing your double crochets, you are simply going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain right here that we've just done. So just slip stitch. Yes, so you will be doing another row after this one. So basically we will be having 2 rows of double crochets. So like I said, just go around with your double crochets and slip stitch into this first chain. Once you've done that, it's just the exact same thing that we've just done, chain 3 and double crochet all around. So basically I'll rejoin you once we finished our 2 rows of double crochets in total. So basically I've just finished my 2 rows of double crochet. I'm just going to finish this row on camera. So I'm just going to do an extra double crochet in the last stitch, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the 3rd chain that I did. So just go ahead and slip stitched, and there we go. This is what our edging looks like for now. And to finish off your edging, so this is the 4th row of the edge, we are going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and we are going to be making a shell edging. So this counts as our first double crochet, and it goes with this stitch right here. So basically inside that same stitch that goes with this double crochet right here, well, chain 3, we are going to be placing 6 more double crochets. So just go ahead and place 6 double crochets in this stitch. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So I've got 1, 2, and I just need an extra one. So there we go. So we have 7 double crochets in total, because this chain 3 right here counts as a double crochet, and this is our first shell. So to carry on, we are going to be skipping 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th right here we are going to be placing 7 double crochets once again. So just to go ahead and place 7 double crochets inside this stitch. So basically this is what we're going to do for this whole row, is place 7. So I'll just finish this shell, 6 and 7. So there we go, we've got our second shell stitch. We are going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and go into the 4th and place 7 double crochets in here. So basically this is the idea. Place 7 double crochets, skip 3, place 7 double crochets in the 4th, skip 3, and so on and so forth. And when you reach the end of this row, so the end of this row will be here, just slip stitch to the 3rd chain right here and fasten off your work. And basically that will finish your edging. So yeah, so just carry on and do this shell stitch edging. It's absolutely gorgeous for this cardigan. I'll be showing plenty of pictures on my blog. Obviously the written pattern is available on my blog as always, with explanations and everything. So also you will be doing this edging on the sleeves too. So you'll have 2 sleeves obviously. So I'm just going to zoom out, and you will be doing the exact same thing on each sleeve. So attach your yarn, 1 row of single crochets, 2 rows of double crochets, and then a 4th row of shell edging, and the principle is the exact same. So this is what you're going to do for the shrug. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this crochet project. The pattern and all the pictures and explanations and everything will be on my blog, selinaveronique.com, as always. And in the meantime, I hope you have a lovely week, and bye bye.